morning. You know what day it is. Oh, we all know what day it is. It's Transformative Tuesday, y'all. As always, I'm Dennis R. Holder, Mr. Motivation, the CEO of Herald of Hope Books and Inspiration. And guess what? I'm coming to you. Each and every one of you with some words of encouragement, of uplifting, something to reignite the fire of your passion. I'm trying to rake over the coals of your mind, body, and your spirit, and reignite the fires of your faith. Wake up and lend me your ears on this Transformative Tuesday. Here we are blessed with another Transformative Tuesday in the month of April. Happy Tuesday. Happy Transformative Tuesday. And if nothing else, happy April to each and every one of you. I pray this day finds you doing well whatever time you find yourself viewing our video here. For this Transformative Tuesday, we're continuing on within the topic of starting again. Now, what I'm asking you to do is to realize I'm not asking you to act like you bumped your head over the last previous years or past months or days of your life. No, what I'm asking you to do is take hold of those seeds of insights, the seeds of wisdom, the seeds of understanding, the seeds of growth that were planted when you made this mistake, when you fell down, when you lost your way, but were able to regain your footing, reset your mindset and do that thing I'm asking each and every one of us to do each and every day of our lives, but mainly on today, transform into our next best selves. So our quote for today simply states that I need you to take hold of this one for me now. To do something we've never done, we must be willing to become someone we've never been. Oh, say it with me this morning. To do something, if you want to do something, if I want to do something, if we want to do something, if we want to do something we've never done, we must be willing to become someone we've never been. And that's what you're saying to me this morning. First of all, I'm telling each and every one of us that we have the ability, we have the authority, we have the opportunity to change, to grow, to evolve into our next best selves. But it has to be a choice. You must be willing to step aside and step away from who you were to become who you want to be. Now, Dennis, you make that sound easy. No. I didn't tell you that that's an easy thing. In fact, when you look at it, where you currently are is where you currently stand. Remember, I told you previously you got to be honest with yourself. Where you want to be is the greater vision that you have for your life. But guess what? That's a steep incline. It's a steep overpass that must be developed. Well, Dennis, how do I get there? I need you to take these 3 steps. These 3 steps with me this morning. I need you to remind yourself, if you want to do something you've never done, you must be willing to become someone you've never been. You got to take these steps. Number 1, I need you to realize that you got to remind yourself that I can take these steps. Now, Dennis, what you're saying, I need you to remind yourself that I have the God-given ability to do this. If I've been brought to different circumstances in my life, if I've experienced different hardships that have pushed my back up against the wall, that have challenged my faith, that have stressed me out and allowed me to develop greater strength, that have had me jumping over the hurdles of life to hone my skills and come to a greater understanding, that means there's more within me. For I want to remind each and every one of you on this Transformative Tuesday, take a deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out, realize, guess what? You're alive and going, which means you have what? The ability to affect change on this Transformative Tuesday. So that means you what? You can. You can be better. You can grow. You can start that business. You can advance on your job. You can get out of debt. You can buy that car. You can be a better parent. You can be a better spouse. You can be the next best version of yourself and do that thing I love to say. Transform into your next best version of yourself. But guess what? That's when you realize that you can. When you have the God-given authority, God-given ability to be your best self, if you choose to. You have the ability to make the choice, to grow, to learn, to take the wisdom, the insights, the seeds of what you've dealt with and plant it in new fertile ground. What is fertile ground, Dennis? A renewed mind, a renewed focus that can see better, that will expect better, that must see beyond where it currently stands. But that only starts when you realize that I can be better. I can achieve what I envision in my heart, my mind, and my spirit. I can be the next best version of myself. I can continue to grow and evolve into my life. I can survive the harsh circumstances of this life because I realize, hey, that the fights that I'm in are helping build my faith. I realize that I can overcome the struggles of life because guess what? It's building my strength. I know that I can overcome the obstacles of life, but guess what? Because it's giving me an opportunity to step into the next best understanding myself. But that's only when when we decide that I can, you can, and we can. Next, I need you to realize that I can, I will. Hey, I will says, guess what? I have the will. I have the God-given will and mindset to set myself on the right path. To understand that, guess what? I might fall down. I might lose my way. I might find myself against circumstances that might not seem to be working in my favor, but guess what? I will continue to press on. I will continue to go forward. I will continue to press on my goal to pursue the next level of my education. I will continue to operate in my business because it's my goals, my dreams, my aspirations. I will continue to see that I can last until I got that thing I love that coaches used to say when we play football, that internal fortitude. I got check time. This is when your will kicks in. This is when the fourth quarter, and we might have to go into overtime. Do you have a little something left in the tank? This is when your willpower has to kick kick in. You have to remind yourself that guess what? I have to endure. I will endure this situation because guess what? I understand it's not just happening for the sake of happening. I understand that things don't just randomly fall out the sky. Guess what? I have the will to harness my ability to set my mind to course, to understand that I won't waver. I might get bumped. I might get bruised. I might find myself backed up against the wall with my dukes up and blocking. But guess what? When the opportunity presents itself, I will step right and swing. I will go forward and push forward. I will continue to fight with the best part of my effort because I have the will to fight on, to endure, to overcome, to stand my ground and go forward for what I want. Because guess what? When I'm willing to harness my willpower, hey, that's when you get that thing called mind over matter. Hey, somebody say it with me. Mind over matter. Your body is saying quit. Everything around you, your spirit and circumstance of life is saying, ooh, it's not looking good for us. But guess what? Your will says, hang in there. We've had hard times. Hey! But we're going to continue to go forward. We've had dark circumstances. But turn on the lights and go forward. We have had our backs against the wall, but guess what? When we're against the wall, and on the worst of times, and the best of us, guess what? That's when we come out. That's when we fight forward. Because we learn how to harness that will. Think about it like this. If it wasn't for the hard times, if it wasn't for the difficult times, if it wasn't for the situation that just made you question whether you can go forward or go on, guess what you do? Guess what we'd all do? We acquiesce or we remain in a comfort zone. You don't believe me? If that was not so, we wouldn't have the word comfort zone. Because guess what? We want to seek the path of least resistance. Well, that doesn't take will. It doesn't take faith. It doesn't take hope. It doesn't take perseverance to just exist. To just sit here. To just let life happen. To just let circumstances knock me down. To make me feel like, I don't know, can I do this? I don't know if I can endure this. I don't know if I want to deal with this. In fact, I challenge you to look at it like this. If you're going through something right now, because we all are, I don't care who you are, you're going through something right now. Continue to look forward and change your perspective. Don't think about what you're going through. Think about the story and the testimony. Hey, the story and the testimony that you have to share of how you overcame. But that's only if you decide to harness your will. Because now that you know that you can, hey, because you have the ability. Now that you know that you will, because you have the internal heart, that fortitude to go forward. Now that you know that you must. What does it mean when I must? You're committed. You're hanging in there. Let me tell you, you're not giving in. You got your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, your greater persevering spirit in a chokehold because you're not letting go of your blessings. You're not letting go of starting that business. You're not going to release that scholarship. You can see it all in the realm of your possibility. Hey, when you say, I must, I know I'm not giving myself a chance to back away. I'm not giving myself a chance to run away. In fact, I've heard certain motivators say if you really want to overcome something, if you really want to find yourself being an overcomer, the old quote or old adage is if you get stuck on an island, release the boats, tear the boats up. Because guess what? If you really pushed, if you really know if it's up to me that I must figure this out, I will make a way. I will find a way. Sometimes that way must be that you have faith. Sometimes that way must that you pray. Sometimes that way must be that you endure. Sometimes that way must be that you understand this. Guess what? All things take time. And sometimes that time ain't always yours. It's in God's time. Sometimes that means that you have to, guess what? Get out your own way. That is what you're talking about when you tell me to get out my own way. Stop talking yourself out instead of talking yourself in. Stop tearing yourself down and reminding yourself why you can't do something. What you remember last time you made this? No, I must endure because I've come too far to just come this far. I won't release what I've gained, the understanding, who I've become in the pursuit of excellence and living my life. I won't just let go of that. That's what we lose sight of when I say I must. I must reminds me that I'm more than what I ever thought I'd be. I proceeded further than what I thought I could go. I pushed far beyond the boundaries of what I thought I could stand. And here I am, a warrior, ready, wounded, but continuing to fight on it because I must. I must see what the end's going to be. I must see this thing out to the end. I'm all the way in. I'm all the way in. I'm 100% locked in. I believe that I've come this far for greater things, for greater possibilities, for greater understanding. But that's only when I feel like I must. I've been given a God-given authority to speak life into my situation. To not say only that I will overcome, I must overcome. I must do it because I have a family and loved ones who look to me. I'm a pillar of my family and my community. I must because I have to make a way because I've been given the God-given authority, the opportunity to step into the next best version of myself. I must endure because greater days, greater possibilities hinge on me getting past this point. I'm telling each and every one of you, as you look at where you currently stand, always have a clear picture where you stand. As you have a mindset, a vision for where you want to go, when you have a vision, write it down and make it plain. You got to realize that I can, I will, and I must. That's the only way you can do it. When you realize that you can, you know you have the ability. It's within you, but guess what? I don't want to hear. I don't want to talk about, oh, I have so much potential. If I really apply myself, well, apply yourself. If I really put my mind to it, put your mind to it. I'm going to have to pray about it. Well, pray about it and do what you need to do because you can. You have the ability to affect change in your life and the lives of those around you and the lives of those that depend on you. You can. I can. We can. But we all must realize that we will. We will because we know if we put the work in, we know we can progress forward. We can evolve. We can grow. We can learn. We can stop making excuses, hey, and make adjustments in the process of living life because we know we will. I don't care if it's raining outside. I don't care if that business venture didn't come through. That contract didn't fall the way you needed to. You didn't make that A on that test that you needed for nursing school. You didn't get accepted into therapy school. You didn't get to start that business or your first quarter wasn't that great. So what? You will endure. You will go forward. But you got to hang in there. Harness your will. Plant your feet and go forward and go after what's for you. Because what's for you is for you. Let me tell somebody that again because somebody need to get it this morning. What's for you is for you. Stop looking around and comparing yourself to everybody else is advancing here and such is going forward there. And they're evolving there, but my life is just slowly going forward. Let me remind you of something. Harness your will and realize, guess what? We're all running our own race, but on different levels and at different speeds. Oh, somebody didn't hear me this morning. We're all in this race called life. But some of us run it at different levels and different speeds. How about you don't have the time to look across and see what anybody else is doing or look in another lane and see how fast or how slow they're going. In fact, we all know anybody who knows anything about track and field events, if you look back, that's the worst thing you can do because guess what? That's when you're going to lose. You don't have time to look around and compare. You got to harness your will and run your race, excuse me. Because when you run your race, hey, when you do that, when you decide that I will, you give yourself the opportunity to say that I must. You don't give yourself a way out. You stand on the island and say, guess what? Let the boats go because I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to stand my ground. I've already planted my feet. I got to do what needs to be done. In fact, I got to know that I can be flexible, strategic, and deliberate in the decisions that I make, in the movements that I'm making, in the prayers that I have, in the way that I'm building my life, my goals, dreams, and aspirations, because guess what? I must endure. I must overcome. I must continue to press forward and step into the next best version of myself. For when we do this, when each and every one of us do this, we give ourselves an opportunity to change. To do something you've never done, we must be willing to become someone we've never been. What I need you to realize today, when I'm asking you, I ain't saying act brand new. And what I'm asking you to do is realize that you have the potential to be brand new, to react brand new, to carry on your life as if, guess what, greater days and greater possibilities belong to me. You have the opportunity to remind yourself that that was then, hey, and this is now. And guess what? I might not be able to say that I've made it, that I've come to the full fruition of my vision. But I understand that I'm not who I used to be, and I'm in the process of becoming something more as I'm harnessing my will and stepping into my I can, I will, and I must. I pray that each and every one of you, each and every one of you be blessed on this Transformative Tuesday. I can, I will, I must.